Unmuted. Guys, welcome. So lovely to be with all of you, at least on Zoom, if not in person. And though a few of you know this information, most of you don't. So I want to start with just a wee bit of background of what's happening right now. Um, Information that's come to me post 11/11. There are many very important energy days on Earth, many, but I personally find 11/11 and 21/12 extremely potent. I've noticed this year after year. And as we know, on these kinds of days, a portal opens and a new flow of energy comes to Earth, which continues for a whole year till the next portal opens the following year. So this year on 11/11, I was channeling and held for the very first time in my life an energy that I have heard of but never accessed. And it turned out to be the energy of an ancient Parsi priest called Kukadaru. Now, I'm sure many of you here who are Parsis would know a lot more than I do about Kukadaru, and I plead ignorance here. I knew the name, I knew he was a revered person, but I didn't know anything beyond that. And Kukadaru spoke and said that he was the leader of the portal this year, accompanied by countless masters, but he was heading the team, as it were. And the flow of the portal was going to be transformation through personal endeavor. Transformation through personal endeavor. He further went on to say, he said, I'm using the name Kukadaru because you are familiar with that. But my energies transcend time, space, and dimension. I'm not just the Parsi priest. That was one incarnation. And he revealed, he said, I was one of the people who facilitated the Atlanteans to access crystalline energy so that with their endeavor, they could use it to transform their society. I was a person as a soul who helped the Egyptians get the accurate measurements to build the pyramids so that with their endeavor then they could create these magical structures. And he even said that I worked with the Arcturians to bring computer knowledge to planet Earth, which then with your technological development, you developed into computers and the net and the World Wide Web. So he said, I'm so much beyond Kukadaru, but I'm using this name as a reference point. And he is here to bring transformation or to facilitate our transformation through personal endeavor. Now, why is this so important? This is important because next year, there is going to be no official theme, but there is going to be an official statement. Now, you know, every year the masters give a theme through me. This year it was the magic carpet ride into the unknown, where we wouldn't be able to direct the carpet and we'd have to go with the flow and not be able to plan our lives and just go with it into the unknown, which is exactly what's happened. Next year, instead of a theme, there is a generic statement. And the statement is, the year will be what you make of it. The year will be what you make of it. So the Kukadaru frequencies explained. They said, it's so important to work from now, transforming yourself with personal endeavor, means putting your energy into it. You can't just pray for it, but to put your energy into it. transforming anything you want, whether it is your body or your health or your finances or your relationships, working towards transforming. You put your energy into it. And then next year being the year where it's what you make of it, whatever events take place, and there are always world events every year. I mean, this one's was COVID, but there are market rises and market falls and floods, and there are food shortages, and there are all sorts of things. And and no matter what the events are, good, bad, or indifferent, if you work with Kukadaro's energy from now, those events will either bypass you or they will serve you. They will be to your benefit. And then you will be able to make of the year a wonderful year for yourself. But if you don't work on transforming the self with personal endeavor, those events next year are likely to slap you around and you'll have a pretty miserable time. So it's in your hands. And guys, in many ways, this year, despite its theme, I have noticed has been a trial run for next year. I have worked with more clients than I've ever worked with before in my life. And I can divide them very broadly into two groups. One group where they felt it's been a terrible year, um, they're feeling caged and trapped and depressed and frustrated, and a whole other group that says, this year has helped me mend my relationships with my family, discover things about myself. It's given me breathing space to do something new, to explore life differently. So again, you've got two perspectives to the same event. It's what you made of it. So let's bear this in mind for next year, because it's really now giving us the power in our hands. One last little point I want to make before I channel. Every year, every single year, towards the end of the year, I've noticed starting August, September, and going right till December, people find their issues bubbling up, coming to the surface. Whether it's your financial problems or your relationship problems or your emotional confusions, it sort of bubbles up. And this happens every year. And the reason is we are cleaning out. It's like a Diwali cleaning of your home, except the home here is the body. You're cleaning out old debris that you need to bring to the surface to release, to make space for whatever new energies come in the next year. Now, this happens every year, but it feels much more potent this year because our lives are relatively suspended. We are not in the level of activity we normally are, going out, going to work, going to parties, doing things. So there are less distractions, so it feels more intense, but actually it's not. It's exactly what happens every year. So just be aware of that and that you're cleaning out. Now, let me just, before I go further, look at some of the questions. Annie has said, could Kukadaru be Hermes? Honestly, Annie, I don't know. Could well be, but I don't know if that's another form of Hermes. And Farida has asked to hold her daughter and family in prayers and healing. Her Sasha has tested positive today, though no symptoms. Of course, Farida, we will send love and light to you and your family, and to many of our other group members who are also either recovering from or are going into COVID. And there are several group members. So let us also, we will take a moment at the end and just send out this light. Pritima, now I'm going into the channeling.